Hello everyone and welcome back to StrathWorldwide with me, Mr. Glancy. I do hope that you are continuing to stay safe and that everybody is doing really well. You join me for week 4 of our GCSE art project, Contrasts. Last week we finally began some practical work, creating 2 studies using the technique of distortion. If anyone needs a recap over any of the ideas covered in last week's lesson video, it's linked in the description. Here are some examples of some of the excellent work that was sent in from last week. Some really fantastic work there, guys. Well done. You've made an impressive start, so let's keep going. What are we doing this week? Good question. This week we are going to create 2 studies using vibrant, expressive, contrasting colour. What materials do we need? Here's a checklist of what you need for this week's lessons. 2 sheets of paper, a pencil, colour materials, whatever you have at home, and your photos linked to contrasts. Are there any tips for how I should use the colours? A good tip is to divide your colour materials into 2 groups. Move the darker colours, which you'll use for shaded areas, to the left-hand side, and your lighter colours, which you'll use for highlighted areas, to the right hand side. This should help when it comes to rendering your drawings using dark and light. Step 1. Colour pencil study. Working from a photo or from life, sketch out your object, subject or view in pencil. Once complete, begin to add colour shading. Remember, use darker colours for shaded areas and lighter colours for any highlights. Remember, you can't use black. Try to blend the colours in the same way that you work with pencil tone. Refine your work as you finalise your study. Add fine details and possibly a bit of background to complete your work. Step 2. Oil pastel study. Start in the same way as you begun the first study. Sketch out a line drawing of your object, subject or view. Begin to add crayon or oil pastel to your work. The oil pastels allow you to work more quickly than colour pencils, and you can create a sketchier, more energetic drawing. Apply expressive colour in the same way as the first study, using darker colours for shaded areas and lighter colours for highlighted areas. Refine your work, but be careful, as oil pastels are trickier to use than colour pencils when it comes to adding fine details. Step 3. Annotating your work. Remember, you must include some annotation with your work. This tells us what you have done and why. Think back to what you have achieved in this week's lessons. You have worked from photographs which are linked to contrasts. Tell us, what are these links? Describe the techniques you have used to create your work. How does today's lesson task link to the theme of contrasts? This should provide you with enough annotation for each study. As always, once you've completed this week's task, simply take a photograph of your work and submit the images to me via Firefly. I will then mark your work and provide some feedback. Please ensure that you're keeping all work created online safe at home. If anyone needs any help and advice during the week, please contact me via Teams and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. That leaves me to say, I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Good luck with the task, stay safe, and see you soon.